Hello friends. Before we uncover one of the most mysterious military operations in history, just think for a second some missions were never written in the books, not because they were unimportant, but because no one was ever meant to know about them. Today, we reveal one of those. In the winter of 1984, a Soviet military cargo plane carrying 37 passengers disappeared from radar screens in the skies over Afghanistan. Official reports stated that the crash occurred due to adverse weather conditions and all passengers were presumed dead. However, the strange thing was that no images of the wreckage were ever released. Even years later, no sign of the crash site appeared on aerial maps. During those days, according to reports later revealed by some war correspondents, unidentified helicopters were repeatedly spotted flying over an area in Nuristan during the night. What were these secretive flights aiming for? Was this truly just a routine crash? It is said that the mission of this plane was not merely to transport soldiers, but to investigate an abnormal phenomenon deep in the mountains. The passengers were an unusual mix of special forces, radio engineers, and intelligence officers, a group typically chosen for highly classified missions. About a year before the incident, Soviet spy satellites detected an unusual magnetic anomaly in the mountains of Nuristan while mapping Afghanistan. The data indicated that, within a small area, the Earth's magnetic field was being disturbingly disrupted, something not seen in natural locations. In this area, compasses malfunctioned and no signals were received or transmitted properly. But why these anomalies? And why did the Soviets send such a team into the heart of the mountains? Nuristan is one of the most remote and rugged regions of Afghanistan. This area, with its towering mountains and deep valleys, had been isolated from the modern world for centuries. But what truly makes Nuristan? Mysterious are the local legends surrounding it. The ancient inhabitants speak of whispering stones, areas where strange sounds emerge from the depths of the mountains at night. Some say these sounds belong to ancient spirits, while others believe it's merely the wind passing through the rocks. But in 1984, it seemed the Soviet Union took these sounds much more seriously. Reports later retrieved from the Soviet military archives revealed that one of the reasons for sending radio engineering teams to the area was the detection of unknown signals with a repeating pattern emanating from the mountains of Nuristan. Initially considered as typical interference, further analysis revealed they were being transmitted at a specific frequency in a very regular and repetitive manner, something not found in nature. Part of the text from one of the internal reports stated, "The signal follows a three-stage pulse pattern that repeats every 72 seconds. Its source is deep within the mountains and appears to be stationary." The concerning part was that every time these pulses were recorded, the magnetic field of the area would fluctuate severely as though something underground was becoming active or responding. These changes even caused navigation equipment to malfunction within several kilometers. One night, Soviet monitoring teams captured a strange pattern, something that looked like the signal graph of a highly advanced machine. The engineer in charge of analyzing the data wrote in his personal notebook, "This isn't a natural signal. It's a message. Someone or something is down there and it's active." For years, no news about this operation emerged. All documents were classified, and the flight's name was erased from many archives. However, in the 1990s, after the Soviet Union collapsed, pieces of this puzzle were found among abandoned documents. These included altered magnetic maps of Nuristan, internal reports about an unexplained phenomenon, and instructions for the transfer of an unidentified object. These findings were never officially confirmed by any source. According to these reports and some sources, a few days later, Soviet intelligence forces located the position of the plane. The search teams sent to the area encountered something that was never officially recorded in any report. Deep in the mountains, at a spot not even marked on maps, a massive and unusual structure was discovered. It was made of black stone with a metallic-like surface, smooth, untouched by natural erosion. Experts estimated that the structure was thousands of years old. Its surface showed no signs of wear or tool markings. Complex and regular lines were etched onto the walls, resembling electronic circuits. Some reports claimed that, in the darkness of night, a faint green light emitted from the lines. Magnetic equipment near it completely malfunctioned. Engineers who took samples from the site reported that the stones around the structure showed signs of intense heat, as if a massive thermal event had altered the area in the distant past. In one of the technical documents recovered from the Soviet Union archives, there were references to maps that did not match the geography of Nuristan at all, as if they had been designed by beings with a different understanding of space and the surface of the Earth, featuring geometric lines, impossible angles, and unfamiliar structural patterns. One Soviet expert wrote in a personal note, "If this is an ancient base, its designers did not follow our principles of physics. There is something in this structure that defies engineering logic." In the underground section of the structure, pieces were found that were neither iron nor aluminum nor any known metal. Under a microscope, the surface appeared similar to optical fibers, but with a crystalline structure that no Soviet tools managed to fully analyze. Until today, none of these reports have been officially confirmed, and up until the collapse of the Soviet Union and even after, the Russian government has not acknowledged this operation. In 2002, an Afghan-Pakistani telecommunications team working on installing communication towers encountered severe signal interference in the same area. While digging, they came across a smooth, uncut metal plate. They reported the issue to a security contractor. A few days later, the area was evacuated and quarantined. Civilian access to the area was also prohibited. A few weeks later, local witnesses reported that, during the night, several unmarked military helicopters entered the area. According to some claims, a large object covered with thick cloths was moved out of the mountain. Its destination remains unknown, but some speculate that it was linked to an American military base in eastern Afghanistan. The controversial question is whether this is an ancient structure or something beyond it. Why did this area have such an abnormal magnetic field? How was this structure built, especially in a time when no known civilization had such advanced tools? Is this structure part of a forgotten civilization, or is it connected to something beyond human history? No one has a definite answer. Some speculate that the two superpowers, one after the other, found something deep within the mountains of Afghanistan that was beyond our understanding, something the world was never meant to know. To this day, no country has released official information about this incident, but many unanswered questions remain. Deep within the unknown mountains of Nuristan, in a place where even birds lose their way, there stood a structure whose existence was never recorded in any book, but its trace remains in the shadows of history. And perhaps, the truth will never be revealed.